Hi, this is Christina with from Treasure Books of Georgia, and I'm here with my 30th journal to do a flip through for you. A little bit of housekeeping. She's 9.5 inches long and about 6.5 inches wide, and a little over 3-inch spine. Quite full. She's quite full. I even took some pages out and it's still full, so I'm going with it. There are 3 signatures with about 140 pages, back and front, pockets, and all kinds of other ephemera. The signatures are sewn in with these beautiful beads that are glass and ceramic. The cover is from Tim Holtz, and I believe it's his Abandoned and Eclectic palette. I could be wrong about that, but and it looks like they're marigolds on the front. All right, she is held together with a piece of muslin that I have just done a tiny bit of sewing on, and it just kind of wraps through the beads there. Each of the corners are protected with the metal corner protectors, and then I left the back plain. And she's fluffy. I really did try to cut it down, and it just didn't work, but that's okay. Anyways, beautiful piece of lace down the front, and then this is just printed on muslin, and it's marigold, and a little nameplate that says Journey. As with my other journals, I've included a writing board and just used some extra materials and a little bit of lace. And this is also a Tim Holtz material. So each one of the signatures is enclosed in a cardstock, kraft cardstock folder. And this one says, just a note to say hello. This was printed on thick vellum, and I just turned it into a journaling card and just did some stenciling on the front. And most, if not all, of the digitals in here came from Creative Fabrica. And then you've got some gorgeous lace down the digital. This is just a regular envelope that I did some printing, some stamping, and then some rose gold embossing powder over the top, over the front and the back. And then you've got a little card that I did a lot of mixed media, and had a lot of fun with all of that kind of good stuff, but it's a nice little journaling card. Here you've got just a little, I think that's it, 3 pockets, and in each of the pockets is a little journaling card. And these, this digital is just so pretty. I just love them. Oops, that flips back down. Here you have a little corner pocket and a couple of little journaling cards here. And usually what I do is I take a digital, cut it down, and then create little cards from it. This is just some sewing, and I stamped, or not stamped, but dyed mostly with Lindy's Magicals, and I thought that turned out nice. Ooh, sorry, I'm all over the place here. Little journaling card here. Isn't that pretty? I just love those colors. So pretty. And then down the side, just some sewing and some dyeing down the side. I like this, turned one of the digitals, created a long belly band, and then you've just got a journaling card here, and this is actually from 1936, and it was written in pencil and to Montgomery Ward's. So you've got an authentic piece of ephemera there. Did some dyeing here. Again, this is Journal 30. Ooh, bold. Love, love, love the bold colors. So you've got some cards, some journaling cards in each one of these pockets, and it says set your mind to it. And I did do a lot of bold colors this time. Little pocket here with a little piece of ephemera, just a little journaling card here. And again, one of those, excuse me, one of those digitals I turned into a little pocket. And here you've got a little miniature journal. Isn't that cute? I thought that turned out really cute. A little piece of, I think this is tags, and unfold some tags there that go into that little pocket. Then you've got, several pieces of paper that you can journal on, and then just a little flower. I think this is from 49 in Market. I just did some stamping there. So, sorry, I did it the wrong way. And then a little key charm there in the center. And that goes into that little pocket here. And then another piece of ephemera that you can journal on and goes into that little side pocket. Here you've got a little, out of frame, a little pocket that flips down. So you've got a little pocket here with some ephemera on the front here. And then here, there are some journaling cards there. The papers are either coffee dyed, Ritz dyed, all kinds of fun stuff. Again, very bold. Got a couple of tags there. Lots of strings if you like strings. This is a good one. I just took some paper and did some sprays or pieces from a book, tore them up and created a little side decoration there. A couple more things that I did some collaging on, and a little snippet that says create. And the paper, I did some modeling paste and some sprays on that. Here is actual piece of, or a postcard, I believe, I want to say this is the right there, 1912, a little stamp. I think it cost a penny. And that's there. And then another one of the journaling cards, and you can journal on the back of that. And then this is a material that just says wish. Dragonflies, really into the dragonflies lately. Little journaling card here against a digital with a dragonfly. Beautiful piece of material here, a belly band. I did leave that empty. I might put something in there before I send it off, but anyways, so that, I think I cut this from a piece of material that was embroidered. You've got a couple of little corner pockets here with these little flowers. And then in the center this is printed on thick vellum, and I actually sewed the signatures in with orange a wax thread. Ooh, can't think quite yet this morning. Anyways, there's your middle center digital. Then a lot of mixed media. So this was on a index card, and it says wish, and then you've got another journaling card there. Little side pocket. This is from this is an original, and I want to say it's a 1950s. It was like a card game. I'm not quite sure what the game was, but that's original. And then you've got some postcards that match the digital. Some places to journal here. And then here, another one of the index cards that I have done a lot of modeling paste and dyeing. And then this is an original bill from 1973. This is from the Western Colorado Power Company. And then another couple pieces of ephemera there. Again, bold colors. And here I just turned, I think this was 49 in Market, and I did some stamping on it. And then just collaged the leftover piece from that cardstock. And then this is an original piece from the newspaper. And I don't see a date on that, but I'm going to say probably 1940s, 1950s, somewhere in there. Again, some more stamping, and these were left out in the sun. This is an original envelope, and I believe 1967. Just did some stamping on it, and there's the original letter in that. Here I just took some extra, I think this is material from India, and I just created a little ruffle down the side and then a little digital card here. I made a copy of a card that was so pretty. I just love, it's like an etching. I just think that's so pretty. A journaling card there. And then just some material that I turned, made some corner pockets there. And then this was from a poetry book, but I just love the colors there. And that goes back there, and a little snippet that says breathe deep. Let me put these back in their little pockets here, sorry. Put that back in there without bending it, okay. And you've got a little corner pocket here, and this was from, I think this was from a sheet that I dyed, and then a little dragonfly, and you can journal on the back of that. Just this from a magazine that had the colors that matched our bold digital here. And then a little corner pocket here, and it says follow your bliss. And then just a couple of tags there. Another waterfall with some cards there to journal on. And it says ready for a new day. I love this lace. I think that's so pretty. And then you're at the back of the journal and a little dragonfly, and it says little belly band here that says find peace. And that's the end of our first signature, and it says be happy. Second one starts off big hugs. And again, another one of those cards. This is on vellum, but then I added a card on the back for stability, and then a lot of stamping. I love this lace. It's so pretty. Matches the digital quite well. And here you have a little waterfall. And each one of the little places, or the little card, title cards here. Cultivate kindness, be happy, be bright, be you, think less, live more, and reflection. And so each one of the waterfall has a little pocket and a little journaling card. And then I just stamped on the outside and did some embossing on it. So each one of them has a little journaling card there. And then this one has a little side pocket with let me see, 2 or 3 little individual cards. And it says, enjoy life. And he goes right back in there. Okay. Just some dyed lace and a couple pieces of ephemera here. And I just added a little charm, not a charm, but a little button up down the side. And over here, you've just got kind of a waterfall of papers. This is an original envelope, and that is from 1956. And then just some journaling papers there. This is just on, not letterpress, but a 3D embossing folder that you can either turn that into a card or journal on it. And then some dyed cheesecloth down the side. And just some of that kind of fancy, I don't think it's paper, but it's kind of cool. And then this opens up, this huge thing opens up, and you've got a tag, got a little journaling card in here and there, and a little journaling space there. And it all folds up, and then you just got a little, almost like a little specimen card there. This was done on letterpress. You can either use that to mail out to somebody if you like. It says you are enough, and then this is waxed and dyed paper, and then I've got a little collage 3D, or not 3D, but a index card on the side, and a little snippet that says wish, some journaling space there. This, I saw another creator do this where it printed on newsprint, so I tried it, and it's so cool. It turned out really, really cool. Another journaling card here, and a little snippet that says enjoy. Here, and I've got a little button and some stamping here, and then here's an original excavation, not evacuation, and it 1971 for $30. Goes in there, and then there's another journaling card there. And here I took a handkerchief, and this was a vintage handkerchief, turned it into a pocket, and then we have got, let's see, from Bella magazine. I like old books and hole-in-the-wall coffee, and then I just did a bunch of stamping on that. Let me set that aside. Actually, I should put it here so I'll remember. And then this, I just did a bunch. I took like pieces, frayed, leftover pieces, added some wooden buttons, did some collaging on that, and that turned out pretty cool. And our center, of course, butterfly, and that's on thick vellum. Little pocket here on the side, and then let's see what this is. Oh, I did some stamping and some embossing, and this is really cool. I try to include most of this in most of the journals, but we are gatherers, the ones who pick up sticks and stones and old wasp nest. This is again from the Bella magazine. I'm going to leave that there so I remember where it is. A little journaling card on the other part of that material. Some lace, some journaling space here. And then this is, I think this was from a wedding dress that I repurposed, and it says Fortune flavors the brave. And then you've got a little journaling card there, and then an original bill from 1935, original envelope. I did some stamping on, can't remember what that was, but anyways, did some stamping on that. You've got a little card in here and a couple pieces of ephemera in there with a little wax seal. Oops, he's upside down. Here's the other part of that newsprint. It's so cool. I'm so glad that I figured out how to print on my printer and get that. It's kind of neat. Some ledger material. And then this opens up, and you've got, he goes back in there, in these little photo corners here that I've done some mixed media on that. It says imperfection is the form of freedom. And then this folds out and this folds down. You've got a little journaling space there. He folds back up, folds down, folds in. Okay, and then some that I've waxed that. Journaling space there. A little book pocket here, and a couple of titles. Believe in Yourself, Perfectly Imperfect. And then I believe this is, ooh, that's long. Let's see, this was from 1963 at Montgomery Ward, a refund for $2.50. That goes back in there. Again, some more mixed media. I think this is just a journaling, yes, just a journaling page here that fits in that. Burlap, that's the word I was thinking. I couldn't think of it. Burlap thing. This is from Taperology, just matches there. More burlap, now that I got the word in my mouth, my mind, sorry. And a few journaling cards there. It goes right in that little pocket. And this, I saw another creator do this, which I thought was really cool, and just took several pieces of dyed material, lined material, and just, you can either tear these out as you use them, or use them in there. Fine. Again, on a index card, some mixed media, which kind of matched this whole page. And I did some mixed media there, and it's kind of hard to see, but did all kinds of sprays on that. A little corner pocket here. A little dragonfly to end the second signature, and it just says beautiful here. Here's our third signature. Blooms like a flower, enduring your dreams and seeking new heights. And again, another one of the cards that are on vellum. Ooh, isn't that pretty, that lace? Love this page. So you've got a little pocket here, here, here. It says ready for a new day, and a little piece of ephemera there. Oh, it's just a little sticker there. Okay. I did some stamping on some material. So you've got a little pocket here. And then, I don't remember what this one is. Let me see. Oh, yes. Oh, and he's got a little tag there. The irresistible urge to move to a quaint village in the English countryside and live a life full of tea, banter, and magic. And I'll put, I guess I can put him right back in there. Some yellow lace down the side, a little pocket here. Again, more grungy. Well, he was into the grunge this time. So you've got a 3D card. I don't know if you can see that, and I sprinkled it with some gold, so you can write on that. And then another collaged one there. And some stamping down the side. I'll just leave that. Just, let's see what it was. Hang on a second. Oops, I'm back. It's just a journaling page that you can use. I'll leave him there. And I remember picking that out because it kind of matched the burgundy of that. And then you've got a little journaling card here, and kind of matches that sari silk. And then I created a little window and put a little stamp flower in there, and then just a little journaling tag there. And then more blue waterfall here. You've got a little journaling card there, and there, and there. I love that blue. So pretty. And it says, life is short, enjoy the little things. And then a journaling card there. And this again was from some material my friend sent me from India. A little blue tag on the side. Oh, this was fun. I like this. So some collaging on that with a little mushroom that you can remove there. And it's a little journaling card and all kinds of fun stuff on that. I just thought it was kind of fun. And a little journaling card here. And it says, believe you can, and you're halfway there. Let's just a little black and white card here. Again, more printing on that newsprint, which I thought matched that. And then this was from something I thrifted and turned it into a little corner pocket. And this comes out, a little card, journaling card here. And then this one where I always try to include this in my journals. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the number of moments that take our breath away. And added a little bit of lace. Goes right back in there. This is an original card, and I think, 1915. I just love that tree. It's so pretty. And a little journaling card here. A little snippet here says, believe in yourself. And this is just a dyed, probably what am I trying to say? Pillowcase. And then that beautiful dyed paper. And then we're at the center, printed on thick vellum. And then the other part of that blue where I added a stencil and also did some sewing. Just matched our bold digitals today. And I left several blank. Again, very difficult for me, but I tried. Pocket that I just sewed. You've got a little corner flower pocket that says Bountiful. Added some glass buttons. And then there's a journaling card in there. And there's some stamping in the back. Little card here. Our burlap with our wooden buttons down the side. Just a clear pocket here, and this is a journaling card. It says Inspire. This is again is from that some material from India, and you've got a little journaling card in there. And my mixed media, oops, there we go, and some stamping and some all kinds of sprays on that. Again, Journal 30, and a little pocket here at the end. And then there's just my signature there. In addition to that, there's a couple of things I'm including in that. Here is, this opens up, you've got a little tag here. This is a flower from my garden that I dried and pressed. And so each, oops, let me move that out of the way. So each one of these opens up. And I believe this was an idea from Natasha to do this, which I thought was just absolutely brilliant. And so each one of these opens up and you can journal on that. In addition, you've got another little journaling book there with a little tree charm and all kinds of little fun stuff there that you can write on, and a little journaling card there and a couple of cards here. And again, this is material from India. There is that. And I'll also send, these were just some extra little tag, a little envelope if you want to add it somewhere in the journal. Okay, thank you so much. I so appreciate you guys joining me for this. Again, this is Christina, and this will be listed in my Etsy shop. Thank you, and you guys have a great day. Bye.